Did your cat ever flinch, twitch, or just walk away when you tried to pet its head? It feels a little personal, doesn't it? You're trying to show affection and boom, rejection. But don't worry, it's not because your cat doesn't love you. It's because you might be petting wrong. Head petting seems simple. You see your cat being all adorable and your hand just goes for the forehead like a magnet. But here's the truth. Most cat parents are making at least one of these 7 mistakes and they don't even know it. And if you repeat them often enough, your cat might start avoiding you. So let's fix that. Let's start with the number 1 mistake. Mistake 1. Petting without permission. Most people, especially when meeting a new cat, do this automatically. They reach out and go straight for the top of the head. Sounds friendly enough, right? But imagine this. You meet someone new and before you say a word, they suddenly hug you or grab your shoulder. Awkward? Definitely, maybe even threatening. Cats feel the same way when a human hand comes flying toward their face. They don't hate being touched. What they hate is being touched without asking. In cat world, asking permission is a real thing. It's called the sniff test. Instead of diving in, slowly extend your hand near their nose. Let them sniff. Let them decide. If they lean in, congratulations, you've been accepted. If they back away or turn their head, respect that. Try again later. This small change can mean the difference between being scratched and being trusted. Mistake 2. Petting a cat like a dog. Let's be honest, many of us grew up with dogs first, and dog logic tells us big pats, full body rubs, lots of energy are sign love. But cats? Totally different species, totally different rules. Cats are smaller, more fragile, and way more sensitive. What feels like a gentle pat to you might feel like a mini earthquake to your cat's tiny skull. You wouldn't high-five a baby, right? Same idea. When petting a cat, especially on the head, you want to think feather, not fist. Use the back of your fingers, stroke slowly, no sudden moves. Want a visual? Picture yourself stroking a soap bubble without popping it. That's the level of delicacy your cat's head deserves. And here's something fun. Next time you gently pet your cat's forehead the right way, watch their eyes slowly close. That's cat language for, that's the spot. Let's get real for a second. Have you ever had a friend visit your place, try to pet your cat, and immediately get swatted or hissed at? They probably skipped the sniff test and patted too hard, right? It's not your cat's fault, it's just humans don't come with an instruction manual for cats. But now you do. So the next time your cat flinches, twitches, or gives you that "do I know you" face, ask yourself, did I ask politely? Did I pet with respect, not pressure? Let's say you did everything right. You asked politely, let them sniff, and started with gentle strokes. So why did your cat still give you the side eye? Or worse, walk off like a tiny diva? Here's the thing, sometimes you're not where you touch them, that's the issue. It's how you're doing it. Mistake 3, ruffling their fur against the grain. We get it. Your cat is soft, fluffy, and irresistibly adorable. It's like petting a warm cloud. So naturally, people start ruffling their cat's head, kind of like how you'd play with a kid's hair. It feels affectionate to us, but to a cat, it feels like a violation of their personal grooming pride. Cats spend hours grooming their fur. Their tongue works like a tiny sandpaper comb. When you rub the wrong way, you're not just making a mess. You're undoing their hard work. It's like someone messing up your freshly styled hair 5 times a day. So the rule is simple. Always pet in the direction the fur naturally grows. From the forehead, sweep backward. Toward the neck and back, never toward the nose. Think of it this way. If a cat could talk, they'd say, "Mess up my hair one more time and you're blocked." Mistake 4. Touching the off-limits areas. Just because the cat lets you near their head doesn't mean you have access to every part of it. Some zones are VIP only, and touching them can get you demoted fast. Let's break it down. Safe zones. Top of the head, base of the ears. Danger zones, the ears themselves, super sensitive, bridge of the nose. Around the eyes, and the biggest one, the whiskers. Here's why whiskers are a big deal. They're not just cute accessories. They're highly sensitive sensory tools. Whiskers help cats measure spaces, sense air currents, and even detect subtle changes in their environment. So when you touch them, it's like poking someone in the eyeball. Not painful maybe, but definitely overwhelming. Some cats will just pull away. Others will squint, flick their ears, or slap your hand with a soft, "Don't even think about it." Mini science break. Why cats hate their whiskers being touched. Whiskers are embedded deeper than regular hairs and are connected to nerve endings. Think of them as radar antennas, constantly feeding your cat information. That's why when you touch a cat's cheeks too much or rub their forehead too roughly, they might seem twitchy or annoyed. It's not you, it's the overload. And here's something interesting. Some cats who tolerate whisker touching still prefer you don't, because after a while it messes with their sense of space. Imagine trying to walk straight with someone constantly flicking your ears. Yeah, not fun. Have you ever been petting your cat and suddenly they just grab your hand or bolt? Try this. Pause and think. Was I rubbing too hard? Did I mess up their fur or graze a whisker? It's okay if you've made these mistakes. We all have. The key is knowing better and doing better. You're petting your cat. Everything seems perfect. They're purring, eyes slowly closing, leaning into your hand. Then, out of nowhere, bam, a sudden scratch or bite. And just like that, your sweet cuddle session turns into confusion. If this has happened to you, you've probably thought, what did I do wrong? Here's the truth. Your cat didn't flip out for no reason. In fact, they were giving you signs. They just weren't signs you recognized. Cats communicate with their whole body, and one of the most expressive parts is their tail. A relaxed tail usually means your cat is happy, but if the tip starts twitching, it's a polite warning. If it flicks quickly back and forth, they're getting overstimulated. And if the tail starts slapping the ground, your cat is clearly saying, stop. Many people miss these subtle changes. We keep petting because everything seems fine, until it suddenly isn't. And when the cat lashes out, we think they're being dramatic, when in reality they were just setting a boundary we didn't hear. I'll give you a real example. One of our viewers, Emma, told us about her orange tabby named Leo. She said Leo loved head scratches until about 30 seconds in. Then, without warning, he'd swat at her hand. For months she thought Leo was just moody. But after watching his body language more closely, she realized his tail always started twitching before he got upset. The moment she learned to stop petting at the first tail flick, the scratches stopped too. Leo wasn't unpredictable. He was just trying to say enough. There's another mistake that many cat parents overlook. Something we do without thinking. We touch our cats after cooking, applying lotion, or handling plants. When we pet them, we don't just share affection. We share what's on our hands. And since cats groom themselves by licking, what ends up on their fur often ends up in their mouth. Let me share a true case from a vet's office. A cat named Bella was brought in with stomach issues. Her owner, Sarah, had no idea what went wrong until the vet asked if she'd used any hand products. Turned out Sarah had applied essential oil lotion before petting Bella every night. The oils weren't toxic in the human sense, but for cats, they can cause irritation, nausea, or worse. Sarah had no idea, and Bella had been ingesting it daily. Even common things can become a hidden risk. If you've just touched garlic while cooking, or trimmed flowers like lilies or tulips, or used a citrus-scented hand cream, your cat may end up licking traces of it. Even alcohol-based hand sanitizers can be harmful. You don't need to be paranoid, just aware. Washing your hands before petting, especially after cooking or using strong products, is an easy habit that could protect your cat's health long-term. So let me ask you, has your cat ever grabbed your hand mid-cuddle and you had no idea why? Have they ever walked away after you touch them post-lotion or post-cleaning? You're not alone. We've all been there. But once you start connecting the dots, everything makes more sense. There's one last mistake many cat parents don't realize they're making. It seems innocent, even sweet. Picture this. Your cat is eating peacefully, head down in the food bowl, and you reach out with love to give them a little pet on the head. What happens next? Sometimes nothing. But other times your cat stiffens, freezes, or even walks away from the bowl. They might not touch their food again for the rest of the day. That's because you just broke one of the most sacred rules in the feline world. Cats may live indoors now, but their instincts are still wired for the wild. In nature, mealtime is not a moment for cuddles. It's a survival event. When a cat eats, they are in a vulnerable position. Head down, senses focused, back exposed. If something touches them during this moment, especially from above, their instinct says danger. Not affection, not comfort. Danger. Their brain doesn't know you're trying to show love. It just sees a threat while they're distracted. This can trigger a stress response, and for some cats, that's enough to stop eating altogether. It's not about being dramatic, it's biology. Your cat might still trust you, but their ancient instincts are stronger than logic. That's why some cats get visibly annoyed, freeze mid-bite, or even growl softly when touched during mealtime. Others just quietly walk away. Over time, if this keeps happening, a cat might start associating the food bowl with stress. They may become pickier eaters, more anxious, or avoid eating when humans are around. The solution is simple. Give your cat space while they eat. Let them enjoy their meal in peace. Once they're done and licking their paws with satisfaction, that's your cue. That's the perfect time to offer affection because now they feel safe, satisfied, and more open to connection. Let's take a moment to reflect. Have you ever tried petting your cat during dinner time and they suddenly stopped eating? Or maybe they looked up at you, ears flat, like, "Can you not right now?" You didn't mean any harm. But now you know why it matters. And that's the most powerful thing about understanding cat behavior. It gives you the tools to turn confusion into connection, hesitation into trust. So let's recap. Petting your cat's head is not about following your instinct. It's about learning theirs. Ask for permission. Pet gently with the grain. Avoid the whiskers and ears. Watch for tail flicks. Wash your hands. And above all, respect their boundaries during meals. When you start seeing the world through your cat's perspective, the bond changes. They feel seen, respected, safe. And when a cat feels safe, that's when the magic happens. They seek you out. They purr louder. They blink slowly with those soft, trusting eyes. You're no longer just the one who feeds them. You become their chosen human. And that's the ultimate honor, isn't it? If this series helped you understand your cat just a little better, give it a thumbs up. And if you've ever made any of these mistakes, hey, so have I. Drop your story in the comments and let's laugh and learn together. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another deep dive into the mysterious world of cats. In our next video, we'll be exploring the 14 ways cats show they consider you family, and some of them will absolutely surprise you. Thanks for watching. Now go give your cat a scratch, in the right place, of course.